And welcome back inside Madison Square Garden in New York City. So glad you could join us for the second game of our doubleheader here on HSBNetwork.tv. Alongside Dexter Henry, I'm Lance Meadow. It's the regional game showcasing the top players from the city against the top players from the suburbs. They'll play two 20-minute halves, 35-second shot clock, alternate jump ball rules, 6 fouls to eliminate a player. So unlike the international game, which had 5, 6 is the limit in this one, and a 1-and-1 will occur on the 10th foul of each half. Dexter, this game is fully packed with Division I talent, as we'll mention all throughout the webcast of where these respective players are going. But this is the best of the best when it comes to New York City.
Yeah, you can't get too much better than this. This is the top of the cream of the crop in the area. Some of the best players, as you said, Lance, a lot of players here going to Division I programs, exclusively in the Northeast. And a lot of these players are just happy to be able to showcase their talents as seniors one last time in front of the local crowd.
Suburban team in red, city team in white with blue trim. It will be Tevin Baskin and Dan Jennings getting set for the opening tip. Head coach of the city team, Rudy King of Bishop Laughlin, and Lawrence Pollard of Thomas Jefferson. And the head coach of the suburban team, Damon Wright of Patterson Catholic. Lawrence loses control of it, and here comes Tamir Jackson. Jackson gets a cross-court feed, and it was intended for Baskin, but went into the city team's bench. So the first turnover of the game will send it back to the city team as Chaz Williams out of Bishop Ford High School will orchestrate the offense. Takes it himself, switches hands. The bank shot too hard, and the loose ball recovered by Williams up and under. Can't get it to go. And the loose ball recovered by Paris Bennett. Bennett out of St. Patrick in Elizabeth, New Jersey, fell out of play. So Williams will inbound for the city team. Nice spin by Dan Jennings, but I don't know if he was trying to dump it off to Odiano CK or he was going up for a floater. One way or the other, it did not end up where it should have been.
A lot of turnovers early. Sloppy play. Could be nerves of playing on the Garden floor. A lot of first time playing on this floor for many of these players.
And we should know James Padgett was on the roster for the city team. He is not playing. There is an NCAA rule you cannot play in more than 2 All-Star games. Padgett has already. So therefore he was not able to partake in the Jordan Brand Classic festivities. As a foul will send Brandon Trish to the free throw line. Trish out of Jamesville DeWitt High School, just outside of Syracuse, and no surprise, he is heading to play for Jim Boeheim and the Orange next season. Averaged 22.3 points per game, 6.2 rebounds, and 6.7 assists this season, and he helped lead Jamesville DeWitt to a 26-1 record and its second straight Class A state title. And Jamesville DeWitt beat Peekskill in overtime to capture that state title. Jennings hands off to Kevin Parham, and he gets tied up. Possession arrow will be in favor of the suburban team.
And you spoke about Trish heading to Syracuse. Jim Boeheim is getting himself an excellent shooter. He can shoot the ball, lights out, and can stroke it. We should see some of that tonight.
And Trish has been compared to Darren Williams, point guard of the Utah Jazz, has the ability to run an offense as well as score. Jackson off the mark, on CK back the other way and denied by Basket. Football pass up ahead to Trish, and he can't slam it home as it rattles in and out. And it will head back to the white team. I tell you, Dexter, whether it's nerves or whatever it is, this does not look like two teams that are in sync as of yet.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of nerves here. A lot of these guys excited about their first time playing here at the world's most famous arena. But once a game gets flown, they'll be calm and they'll settle in.
Parham out of South Kent High School, a prep school in Connecticut, where he teams with Omari Lawrence also on the court. And the turnovers just continue to pile. This time Williams took too many steps in the far corner.
Yeah, Williams, nifty, nimble point guard. Probably too quick for his own good right there.
Jackson, bounce pass to Sherrod Wright out of Mount Vernon. Back top to Bennett. Here's Baskin. Takes it strong to the hoop, can't get it to go. Loose ball tapped around, and Otto CK will come down with it. Otto CK out of St. Peter's High School in Staten Island. Lawrence glides to the bucket for a deuce.
Nice play by Lawrence right there.
And quickly back the other way. The football pass from Trish to Bennett results in only 2 points, not 6. Off the mark alley-oop intended for Lawrence from Williams. Here comes the Suburban team. Trish off the handoff from Bennett, lays it in.
Trish showing aggressively how he can get to the basket. Gets 2 easy points right there.
6-2 in favor of the Suburban team. Williams long jumper, nothing but net. Williams, the 5'9" guard, heading to Hofstra to play for head coach Tom Pecora. And Tamir Jackson, miscommunication with Baskin. That's the second time the two of them have not been on key with their passes around the perimeter. And the turnovers, just like this international game that we witnessed prior, continues to be a trend. Jennings powers it home with 2 as he flushes Bennett out of the way.
It was all made possible by a nice feed by Chaz Williams, feeding the big man, and he scored.
Just like that, knotted at 6. Basket caught underneath the bucket, goes up and under. Has it rejected by Jennings, and he went up and down with the basketball. It results in a traveling violation. Jennings, 6'9" center out of St. Thomas More School. He's heading to West Virginia. Another player who will be likely heading back to the Garden next year.
Yeah.
When West Virginia visits St. John's in Big East play. Williams nearly had the ball knocked away by Wright. And Lawrence will look to reset. Lawrence will play for St. John's. And his floater off the mark. Trish grabs the rebound. Bennett in the open court. Lobs it to Jackson. Stops, pops, kisses it in. Count it, plus the foul.
Nice play by Jackson. He's a point guard that I absolutely love. Just such savvy, good court presence, great vision, can knock down the outside shot, and he's tough. Can make a shot like that under the basket, take the contact, and still drop it in.
And Jackson will be bringing that toughness to Rice next season. And he really made a name for himself in 2008 when St. Benedict's Prep out of Newark went up against Oak Hill, and that game was on ESPN, and he outplayed Brandon Jennings, who is now in Europe after he gave up a year of college, as Lawrence puts up the layup off the miss from downtown by Jennings. 9-8. Suburban team in front. Wright, long jumper. Can't get it to go. Loose ball recovered by Parham. The big man running the court. Tries to get it up ahead to Jennings, and it's recovered by Anosike. Anosike, one of the top players coming out of Staten Island, a borough that many say doesn't get enough attention. And
does a borough called Staten Island?
I figured somebody would bring up that comment, whether it be you or me, at one point. Nothing against people who live in the borough of Staten Island, but just one of those boroughs that doesn't get enough attention compared to Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx, which tends to produce a lot of superb talent in the public school athletic league as well as the Catholic league. And we have a timeout on the floor taken by the Suburban team. But I tell you, the city team not even wasting any time. They're all on the court. It'll be a fresh group. Let's set the 5 while Damon Wright talks things over with his bunch. It'll be Sean Johnson, who will see his first action, the 6'2" guard out of Christ the King. Undecided, though he has 2 schools lined up that he's set to visit this coming week, one of them being Northeastern.
He said he plans to make a decision in a few weeks, so you'll be looking out for that. He's a talented player, great slasher, excellent first step, and can also have a good, very good, consistent mid-range jumper. So whoever gets him is gonna get a talented scorer and the reigning CHSAA Player of the Year.
That's right. He had a great year for Christ the King, in which he averaged just over 22 points a game. And he helped lead Christ the King to the Catholic League Brooklyn Queens Championship. And it was their first title in 3 years, but they did fall to Rice in the city intersectional final. They pulled within 1 with just under 3 minutes in that game, but Rice closed the door late. So joining Johnson is Russ Smith, 5'11" guard from Archbishop Malloy. He will spend a 5th year at a prep school, South Kent, where Parham and Lawrence attend. Also in is James Stukes out of Rice. And putting up the jumper, Karan Abraham for the Suburban team off the mark. Stukes comes down with the rebound. He joins Lawrence and Jennings. Up ahead to Johnson. Layup attempt blocked by Bennett. And the Suburban team on the run. Trish, left side of the lane. He's rejected by Jennings. as everybody flying in out of nowhere, and the helter-skelter play continues. Bennett, long jumper, can't get it to go. Lawrence will recover, and that's the first shot in the last 3 that wasn't deflected. Lawrence, coast to coast, lays it in.
Nice take by Omari with the left hand, and the fast play continues down the other end.